It is therefore our responsibility to bring friendship and love from all different places around the world. And we also need to work and grow and live together. Ladies and gentlemen, we are honored to welcome today a delegation of some of the top business schools of the world. May I please request you to give a round of applause to all our delegates who have come to Amity. On this note, it is also my extreme honor to invite our Group Vice Chancellor, Professor Dr. Gurinder Singh, sir, to give our visiting delegates an overview of the standing of the Amity Education Group. Sir, with respect, I invite you to please share glimpses of Amity's history and development over the years.
Very warm welcome to our very distinguished delegates. It's our privilege to welcome all of you on behalf of our respected founder president, Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, on behalf of our chancellor, Honorable Dr. Atul Chauhan, on behalf of our 11 vice chancellors and my own behalf as a group vice chancellor, all very learned deans who are present here. We can see Dean of FMS, Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, who is here, our director of Engineering College, who is also looking after internationalization, Dr. Abhay Bansal, our Deputy Director General, Admiral Bhatnagar, Dr. Sachdani, who is a Dean, Mr. Avinash Kumar, who is looking after our e-learning initiatives, Shrivastava ji, Sujata Khandai ji, who is our Dean of the undergraduate programs, and all learned faculty members who are here, Dr. Shamta Chauhan, Professor Alka, and International Affairs Department, which is being so ably being led by our team. Very warm welcome to each one of you. I can see our friends from Bocconi School of Management, Dr. Mario, Ms. Namita, who is from IE Business School, Spain, Mr. Vijender Trivedi, who is from the Schulich School of Business, York University. And we got an opportunity to visit this university number of times. Miss Elizabeth, who is from the George Washington University. We visited your university also in the past. Ms. Shri Lakshmi Ramakrishnan, who's from the Syracuse University. Mr. Paras, who is a brain behind this delegation. I think that a month back he visited us and we know him from his dynamism, from his vibrancy. He was earlier the part of the QS team. And we did a lot of things together. I think that we met after 12 years. And then when he came, he looks same. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Paras. I think that if this delegation has been possible, it is because of your sustained efforts. Mr. Sanjay Dhingra, who's from the Seed Global Education, Mr. Shah Sarang, very warm welcome to each one of you. We'd like to give you a brief presentation so that you know that what MIT is all about. I'm sure that most of you know about us, but still it's better to give you a small brief that where we stand today. MIT is a brainchild of Dr. Chauhan, who is the founder of all MIT universities. After spending somewhere about 3 decades in Europe, he came back to India with one vision, with one aim, that we need to create universities and institutions which should have the global vision. And with that vision, Dr. Chauhan created many universities, many schools. Today, MIT is amongst the top schools of Asia. We are the best private university of India with 11 universities in India and 17 foreign campuses. We have got 2 chancellors, Dr. Atul Chauhan, who himself is a product of London School of Economics and University College London, from where he did his engineering and management education, and Dr. Asim Chauhan, who has done his higher education from Wharton Business School. And this is what the leadership is all about. And you will find that leadership always matters. This is the board of trustees, Mr. Ajit Chauhan, who is the chairman of our online, again, a product of Bocconi School. And I know that Bocconi is here, so you will feel proud that he is an alumni of Bocconi. And Dr. Avinash is here, who is representing today the MIT Online. And Dr. Avinash is with us from the last 22 years. Ms. Sapna Chauhan, who is the chairperson of our Emion schools, is again a product of Wharton Business School. Mr. Abhay Chauhan, who's the vice president of MIT Online, is again a product of Wharton Business School. Mr. Amol Chauhan, who's a senior vice president, is a product of Harvard University. And you will find that almost everyone who's sitting in this room, they have got a foreign education. They have done their doctorates from some of the leading universities of the world. Are all deans, deputy deans, directors. They have got a very long experience of working with the various universities. Dr. Sujata Khandai, who is on your left side, she has been working very actively with some of the top schools. She has been to Europe. She is working with some of the leading schools in France. Dr. Shrivastava, who is here, has been working very closely with some of the top schools of UK. Dr. Soni, who is our deputy dean who's the dean of engineering, has been working with some of the top brands in US and and across the world. Mr. Pratiman, who looks after the International Affairs Department, has been working very closely with the various schools of Europe. Ms. Dr. Marut Bisht, who is here, has been working with not only with the schools, but was deputed in US for about 3 years, has worked in Dubai, has worked in London. And so is the story of Dr. Shamta Chauhan. I can see Dr. Khattar. I can see Ms. Manisha, Dr. Manisha, and Dr. Sajnani, who is the Dean of our Hospitality and Tourism, has been working very closely. And Rear Admiral Bhatnagar, who is sitting on the top of the table, has been in Washington and was working very closely with various universities, including the George Washington University. And Dr. Sanjeev Bansal, who is very ably leading the management stream as a Dean of the Faculty of Management Study. And of course, Dr. Abhay Bansal, who works as a right hand of International Affairs Department, has been with me on various trade delegations. And together we have visited George Washington University and also the Schulich Business School. So we know your schools very well. And most of the people who are present here, they know your universities very, very closely, and other very distinguished faculty members are here. I can see Dr. Shweta, Dr. Seema. So you will find that what we have tried to do is that anyone who has been working very closely with your schools and is involved in internationalization, we have tried to bring them up so that you know that what we are all about. But this is basically concentrating on the management education. And that is the reason that we have called the heads, deans, and people who are responsible for the management education. We've also requested some of our student ambassadors. As Dr. Chauhan always says, that institution is known by the personality it has, and the personality is governed by the students. So we are very happy that we have been joined by some of our students who are here. They are student ambassadors. So right from organizing the trips to taking you on the round, it is always a duty of the student ambassadors to interact. So a huge applause for our student ambassadors also. Good to see all of you who are here. This is a slide which will give you the overview of MIT. 200,000 brilliant students, 6,000 faculty members who are working as full-time faculty members with us, an equal number as adjunct faculty, 11 universities in Noida, Gurugram, Greater Noida, Lucknow, Jaipur, Mumbai, Gwalior, Kolkata, Raipur, Ranchi, Patna, Mohali, and Bengaluru. And we are the only university in India, education group in India, which has got 11 universities. I was talking to Mr. Paras and was telling him that what MIT brings on the table is that we bring on the table one, expertise of our faculty who are not only into teaching, but it is a research, intensive university. Each one of our our faculty member is involved in doing research with some of the schools. Schulich Business School has contributed quite a lot in our previous conferences. We have also seen the presentation of George Washington University in our previous conferences. We also saw Bocconi representatives coming and doing some meaningful collaborations in the area of research and writing joint case studies with us. Overseas campuses, we have got a university status in UK. We have got our own university, which is next to the British Museum. We have got a campus in Singapore, our 175 acres campus in New York, a university in Dubai, a university in Abu Dhabi, Sharjah, Mauritius, South Africa, Kenya, China, Amsterdam, San Francisco, and a new university in Tashkent, where we were invited specially by the government of Uzbekistan to open the first IT university of Uzbekistan. 28 schools and preschools. And if you do Google search, you will find that this year in the CBSE, where hundreds and thousands of students appear for the examination, both for 12th class and for 10th class, we have produced the toppers. So that is a kind of reputation our schools, they have in India. 2,000 acres of campuses, 20 million square feet of buildings, 400 programs. So you touch a program and you will find that we have been able to offer our programs in all the disciplines. More than 1,780 patents we have filed, 3,500 case studies. Our management schools, business schools have been able to produce. So almost all the top schools of India, including those who are present here, they have been referring our case studies in their business schools. 400 research projects, alumni across the world, and ranked as the #1 non-for-profit university of India. Out of the 21 students who apply to us, we select only one. So I think that when we are presenting and when we are showing you the rare breed of our student ambassadors, we have picked them very carefully. So out of 27 who apply to us, we take only one student. So that is a kind of quality we have been able to produce. Recognition and accreditation. There is no university in India which has got so many accreditations, including that we are recognized by the UGC as an apex body of the government of India. Are all universities, they have been established under the special act of the government legislature. We get the A+ grade by the NAC. And what makes the university unique is that it has the only university of Asia which has got both US and UK accreditation, which means that as most all of you know that to have presence in US, you need to have accreditation from WAS. And when I'm speaking here, WAS team is already in the campus. They are accrediting this campus. So this is a re-accreditation visit which is taking place. About a dozen of their senior members, they are in this campus. We have also got accreditation from QA, which shows that the kind of values and the kind of emphasis we give on the accreditation from the international body. It's not essential for us to get these accreditation, but just to see that we match the standards of US and UK universities, we have been able to accredit ourselves with the top bodies. Amongst the top 3% universities globally, and amongst the top 1% universities worldwide, as per the employability is concerned. These are the 6 institutions, and these are the most respected brands in India, which includes IIT Delhi, ISC Bangalore, IIT Mumbai, IIM Ahmedabad, IIT Kharagpur, and MIT University. These have been recognized as the most employable universities and institutions in India. And that is a reason that out of the 27 students who apply to us, we are able to pick only one student. Our online MBA program is amongst the top 40 programs of the world as per the QS ranking. And we feel so proud that we became the first university which was recognized by Government of India to offer their distance learning and e-learning programs. And these are the ranking of our all institutions. Our School of Engineering, the best engineering institutions. Our business school, the #1 ranked international business school and #1 business school of India. MIT Institute of Biotechnology, again in the private sphere, number one biotechnology institution. Our School of Communication amongst the top three. Our School of Hospitality against the top 10 institutions. MIT School of Fashion Technology amongst the top three. School of Construction and Civil Engineering Institution, again amongst the top three institutions. MIT Institute of Education amongst the top 10. And why I'm showing you this slide, so that you can very well see that we benchmark ourselves amongst the top institutions and top schools and top universities of India. Mr. Paras, you were talking about International Business School, where you came long years back. This is not only the best in India in terms of international business, but in overall ranking, which was done by the Edu Universe, which is again a French independent body. We are amongst the top 7 institutions of the country in all the spheres, in finance, in marketing, in HR. So that is a power which we have been able to portray. And amongst the top 5 business schools of the country, and amongst the top 0.23% business schools of Asia, which have got the 4 palms. And this is what we are trying to do. We are trying to build partnership with like-minded universities and like-minded brands. And it's a very brand conscious university where the emphasis is on research, where the emphasis is on creating new companies, but also having association with like-minded universities. So when I was discussing with Mr. Paras, I think this was something which we discussed, that we will shake hands only with those who are really amongst the top institutions of the country. And this is what we are trying to bring to the various parts of the world. Harrow School, and all of you know the reputation of Harrow School in UK. And we are bringing it in India. And the only group which has been able to attract Harrow Group to be opening their school in India and in New York and in other parts of the world. We have, as a business school, we have been able to bring some of the leading brains of the business schools to the country, including Philip Kotler. And Philip Kotler, as you know, is not only the father of marketing, and we started working with the Kotler as a first business school. So I think that our association with the Dr. Philip Kotler is now 15 years old. First time when he was coming, I think that Mr. Paras, you must be knowing that we were the official sponsors. Then we went to Chicago to meet him, and then he was very convinced. So we became the first business school to bring him to India. And today we have got Kotler Business School, which is offering the courses in marketing. And very soon we will be offering various courses, including data science, AI, with the Kotler Business School. So that is a power we have been able to do. Not only Kotler, we have somewhere about 300 thought leaders in the business school who have been contributing in the growth of our students. This is our campus where you are sitting. It's 85 acres campus, 4.1 million square feet of buildings. Just 15 kilometers from here, we have got another campus, which is Greater Noida campus, which has got 21 acres campus. And where you came for the first time, a long time back, it's another 27 acres campus, which we have. This is a Lucknow campus, which we say is a White House of MIT, 40 acres of campuses. This is a Jaipur campus, 150 acres of campuses. Gurgaon, which has got 110 acres campus. Mumbai, which is 30 acres campus. Gwalior, 100 acres campus. MIT University, Kolkata, Raipur, Jharkhand, Patna, and a new university which has come in Chandigarh, which is coming as one of the top universities of India, especially concentrating on various foreign collaborations. And these are our universities and campuses world over. MIT Singapore. And if you go to Singapore and you ask about the 100 iconic buildings, they will tell you that MIT Singapore is having one of the iconic buildings. MIT Mauritius, MIT New York, 175 acres campus, MIT Nairobi, MIT Tashkent, MIT London, MIT Dubai, where you are going after a few days. And these are our schools in Abu Dhabi, in Amsterdam, in Dubai, in Sharjah, in South Africa, and Pan-African e-Network project. I think one of your colleagues were asking that how good we are in distance learning and in e-learning. We are not only the pioneer in e-learning, but we conceptualized e-learning when no one in India was even thinking about it. We became the partner of Government of India, Ministry of External Affairs, on a project, which was the most prestigious project of India, of any Asian country, which they implemented in Africa. And I remember that when Dr. Kalam, and he was a very visionary president, when he became the president of India, the first delegation which he took was not of business people, but of academicians. So he took academicians to Africa. And I remember that meeting, since we got a privilege of being a part of this delegation. When he started giving presentation, all African heads were there, and he started speaking in Ethiopia. And his first sentence was that I am going to give brothers and sisters of Africa something which they're going to remember for years. So people thought that now Dr. Kalam is going to give billions of dollars. So everyone clapped. 3 minutes, people were clapping. And his next sentence was, but not a dollar to give. So people were thinking that what this gentleman is going to give. And he was a nuclear scientist and a brain who was thinking 100 years ahead. And at that time, Dr. Kalam invited European Union that why don't you become a part and let's start a virtual education. Today, it's a reality, but at that time, e-learning, internet was a challenge in Africa and in many Asian countries. But at that time, Dr. Kalam said that why not to bring some of the top European schools, some of the top Canadian schools, some of the top American schools together, and we should be able to propagate doctrine of knowledge with their help in Africa. At the end of the day, European Union made a statement that Africa was not ready. Internet was a challenge, technology was a challenge. As a very visionary president, he came back and he invited 19 universities, all IITs, which are best in technology. And he said that I feel that we should be able to do something in Africa. And this is the concept. I remember that out of 19, 17 said it is not possible. Dr. Chauhan, who's our founder, he came forward and he said that we will be able to implement this project in Africa. And believe it, it was in French language. It was not in our language also. It was in French language. And first thing which we took was business management. So that is why I'm taking this as a case study. We became the first business school which was able to produce everything in French language. The target of the government was 2,000 students. Do you know how many we produced? Dr. Avinash? 40,000. 48,000. So he's correcting me. 48,000. So that is a speed at which we work, and that is a power of technology, and that is the innovative idea. Dr. Chauhan made it very clear that if something country is deciding, then we are going to implement in toto. So this is a very different school. You will find that innovation is in our blood. In the smell of this university, you will find students contributing. Our business schools, they are not only the best in this way, but very innovative schools. Number of companies are incubated. It's not only concentrating on getting the students. It is something about giving them the meaningful careers. Anyone who comes even to the top person, before coming here, I think that I was in my room having discussion with one student who was having an issue, trying to solve his problem. And so is the philosophy of every dean, every director who is present here. Our strength is our students. We love them and we want that they should be a career. They should not only be studying here, but they should be having a wonderful career here. So that was Pan-African e-Network project. This is the most successful project any business school in the world has ever produced. MIT Innovation Incubator. More than 300 companies have been incubated. Again, the highest number of companies which any business school or any university has ever been able to produce. Number of projects we do under the USAID, under the Erasmus Plus, under the UKARI and Turing scheme. We are the university and the business school which has been able to attract the highest number of business schools and highest number of UK universities. Similarly, under the new Colombo plan, we have been able to attract all the Group 8 universities of Australia. We work very closely with British Council. We work very closely with the Canadian universities. We work very closely with the European universities. Of course, we work very closely with Bocconi School of Management and many others who are present here. US ambassador, when he decided that he has to speak for the first time, and the only business school where he thought that he should speak is the conference of our business school where he came. And that is a photograph of His Excellency, Mr. Kenneth Juster, Ambassador of United States of America, speaking in the Ambassador Lecture Series. Similarly, we invited the Ambassador of Canada, we invited the Ambassador of Australia, we have been able to invite the Ambassador of Netherlands, Finland, Spain, all the ambassadors. This is the photograph of High Commissioner of UK giving Ambassador Lecture Series. So, and this is all done by the business school students. They do it. We simply guide them that this is what you need to do. And they go give presentations and bring these ambassadors. So welcoming them, creating that kind of ecosystem, we just give them, coach them, and rest is the history. Even today, when you are having such a strategic meeting, we have invited our student ambassadors to be a part of this meeting so that they can learn from you. They should be able to understand that how world looks like. That is how our business schools, they are run. And this is the international lecture series, which our business schools have been able to organize. We concentrate quite a lot on technology. We became the first business school of the country which was concentrating on technology, artificial intelligence, digital marketing, data analytics, BI. We launched these courses 7 years back when people were thinking that they should be able to do it. We have got a club called 8:30 Club, where 8:30 in the morning, all the business school students, they come and they start doing it. Today in the morning, they forecasted that markets will fall. And you'll not believe it, that normally their forecasting is plus minus 5%. So that is the kind of forecasting, that is a kind of econometric techniques. That is how we run our business domain, our management domain. This is a photograph of Dr. Sharmila Chatterjee, who is again trying to bring some of the innovations at MIT. And she came and she spoke. Dr. Ravidhar from Yale University, who is the director of marketing there, marketing and branding, he teaches. He is there. So about 300 top scholars from the leading business schools of the world, they interact with our students. We did a lot of innovations, including the new education policy about which you wanted to be educated. I think that when new education policy was being framed, we became again the first business school of the country, which helped in preparing the document. We invited some of the leading names, including Dr. Renu Khator, who is the Chancellor of Houston University, Professor Jagdish Seth, who is the Dean at the Emory University, Professor Shyam Sundar, who's at the Yale School of Management, and many others who came and who spoke, and we deliberated that how the education policy should look like and what should be the fate of the business schools, how we should be able to bring them closer. And you will find, and that is the reason that NEP, whatever suggestions Dr. Chauhan gave for the NEP, they were accepted in toto. Most of the things which NEP is talking today were implemented in MIT, I think 25 years back. One of the programs where we are talking about that we should be able to now start in Europe is 3-continent program, where 25 years back, Dr. Chauhan was sitting and he asked for few of us that how the management education should look like. And we said that international exposure is must. He says that, but speaking about international exposure is not enough. You should create a program which is where you start in India and then you do in other 2 continents. So we created a program, first one in India, where AICT had so many restrictions, where UGC had so many restrictions. So we created a program without even looking at that what regulatory bodies at that time were talking. And we started up the program, first part in India, second part of the program in London, third part of the program in US. And such was success of this program that almost dozen of business schools then in our country, Paris is smiling, I'll not name them, and about 20 of them in Asia, they copied that program. But that is, we are originators. So that is what I'm saying, that NAP, whatever they are implementing today, we became and we implemented them 25 years back. Similarly, your study abroad program, New Colombo program, today, I think that 3 years back, they started in the New Colombo plan. We became the first one which hosted 7 Australian universities in 2002. Right, so they came and they became a part of MIT culture. We not only took them to our incubator, we not only took them to to various universities, we not only took them to classroom, but we also played cricket. We took them to Agra, we took them to Jaipur, we told them what theater looks like. Saturday evening, while I was going out, I saw a few of our students doing theater, so passionately involved. It's a very strong club, theater club, in which 60% of the students, they are from the international community. Diversity is something which we concentrate at. We feel that if the classroom is only from one country, it will not be complete. So we bring students from across the globe to be a part of the classroom. Marut, who's sitting here, by the way, he looked like more Spanish, but he's Indian. So he runs a club called Music Club. Where the students from across the world, they come and they become a part. They play piano. We have got golf appreciation classes for our students. If you go towards our sports ground, you will find students playing. We got the Olympics, which is known as Sangathan, means unity. More than 47 countries, they participate in various events which we organize. In this campus, you will find 17 restaurants and 17 cafeterias offering different kind of food. So this all has been done to ensure that we are able to look at the diversity. As a business school, we also try to see that whatever we do, it is for the community. No business school and university has any relevance or has got any importance if they are not able to inculcate the feeling of giving back to the community. This business school where you are sitting, that our management domain, they have adopted elders. We have adopted more than 700 elders. People say you adopt child, we adopt elders. So our students, they go to the villages, they adopt elders, they sit with them, they take them to movies, they read stories for them. So seeing is believing. So this is a school where not only we incubate companies, but we incubate a culture where the students are able to work on looking at how we should be giving back to the community. And that is the reason that when very recently the UK delegation came with about 20 delegation, they chose MIT to be their favorite destination. By the way, the day they came, I was at the Schulich Business School. So I took this call while sitting in Toronto. Similarly, when 21 top US universities came under the US Commercial Services Department, very recently, they have chosen MIT to be there. All of them, they were there. Similarly, when Australian minister came, education minister came, the only university where they visited was MIT. So that is a kind of reputation MIT enjoys, and the international linkages we are able to do. And you can see our young chancellor sitting there. Now, new education policy, and what we bring on the table is offering joint twinning and dual degree programs. There was a time when people from India, they used to go abroad, and many of you are from Indian origin. I think the stress was only towards PhD programs. So early 80s or early 90s, till early 90s, those who were going from India, the concentration was PhD program. Late 90s and early 2000s, you will find the concentration was towards MS programs. But now we have seen that the students, they want to go for the programs where they are going for undergrad programs. And for undergrad programs also, they are now trying to do certificate programs or twinning programs, joint programs, short duration programs, where now our business schools are concentrating at. So under the new education policy, our Honorable Prime Minister has concentrated that earlier twinning, joint and dual degrees, they were not allowed, but now they're allowed. And in our business schools, we are launching 20 such degrees in next 1 year. So twinning, joint and dual degrees is something which will be able to give you quality students and which will be giving us the exposure and bringing the institutions closer. So maybe that you can look at this option. Then bringing global universities to India to have their joint campuses with MIT. I think the time has come up where the world is looking at India. We are today amongst the top 5 economies of the world. And within no time, you will find next 4 years, we will be amongst the top 3 economies, and next 7 years, we'll be among the top 2. This is as per the World Bank estimates. So we want that any top school who wants to have their permanent presence in India, we should be able to attract, and we know that investment is going to be an issue. So we will be more than happy to explore campus in campus, where we can give a space to the top schools of the world, and they can offer their programs, where the part of the program can be in India and part of the program can be abroad. Then integrating technology in building long-term profitable and sustainable partnership through e-learning and co-branding of the programs. So I think that what we are trying to do is, and Mr. Avinash is here, that through our e-learning portals, we want to have that kind of close relationship where we should be able to offer joint programs. So wherever students are finding it difficult to go, and we know that in many countries these days, the visas are the issues. For example, in Europe, time is taking somewhere about 6 months. In Canada, it is taking somewhere about 5 months. In US, dates are not being given. So I think that e-learning and technology is going to play a very vital role. And that is a reason that we are trying, that we should be able to do something through e-learning by bringing various universities closer and various business schools closer to each other. Then offering meaningful internships and exposure to students through India Immersion Program. There was a time when people were looking at India as a market. It is no more a market. Right, so all the business schools and universities, they were looking at that they will come, they will recruit students, and they will go. Today, it is a time when the Indian students are looking for meaningful exposure. So let's create programs where we are able to provide them internship or projects experience. And that is going to be the future of the education. All these youngsters, they have traveled the whole world. So what they are looking for is the projects. They are looking for doing some meaningful programs where they can have some industry exposure. And that is what we are going to create. In our business school, we are creating about 20 new programs where concentration is to have meaningful tie-ups and then offer a program where students can do a part of the program abroad by bringing industry projects closer to them. Similarly, we have got a program called India Immersion Program. This is the largest and most prestigious program of India, where we are inviting students from more than 100 universities and business schools worldwide. They can come and they can be part of our culture. We will be able to give them projects. We will be able to take them to the industry, and we will be able to offer them that kind of exposure where they can understand India and Indian industry. Building research, training, and consulting in partnership with leading universities. Education is important, but I think that 2/3 of the revenues of most of the innovative universities and business school is through consulting, research, and training. And that is what we are trying to look at. Are all faculty members who are in the business school specifically, they are looking at building consulting base. So we will invite all of you to be a part of our consulting department, training department, where we can have meaningful projects. For example, Pan-African e-Network project, it was a huge project. Similarly, we are doing projects with many leading companies of the world, which are huge projects. So if leading universities and business schools, they come together, then we can look at that how we can jointly do training, consulting, and maybe why not to create an organization where the concentration is on freely giving credits of each other. International university partners, you will find that almost every top university, more than 300 universities, they are part of MIT. We not only send students, we work very closely with all these universities. This is just a small story. We would request you to explore more while we are going to take you on our campus visit. But it's such a privilege to have all of you to see all the top schools. Once again, a very warm welcome to each one of you. Thank you so very much.
Okay. So thank you very much, sir. I think it was just a glimpse or a bird's eye view of the massive MIT universe. Indeed, Amity has been a pioneer in the education revolution, not only in India. And if I allowed to say that, it is the education revolution. It's just spreading globally. And there is a lot that the business schools have been doing, as our Honorable Group Vice Chancellor mentioned. We have different business schools under the same umbrella. We have a School of Business, which takes care of the undergraduate pathways. Then there is a business school, which focuses on only international business, the AIBS. And then there is a business school which focuses on general marketing, new age tracks, and all those things. So with this, we invite the Dean, Faculty of Management Studies, Dr. Sanjeev Bansal sir, to give you an introduction of our colleagues who are present from Amity, and also the academic areas of research. Over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think this is the most difficult work to define Amity, the group which is spread over 7 continents, the shortest possible time. And I think Dr. Gurinder Singh requires a big round of applause for that. The journey we started with Amity Business School in 1995, the first school of higher education, and it is spread over all the 7 continents. When I say 7 continents, I am not missing on my geography. I am including Antarctica also, because we have Dr. Tanu Jindal, who has her wings in Antarctica also as an expedition of environmental sciences. As Marut has just said, we have faculties, different faculties of studies here. We have 14 faculties of studies. I am representing Faculty of Management Studies, where we have Amity Business School, Amity International Business School, Amity School of Business, Amity College of Commerce and Finance, Amity School of Insurance, Banking and Actuarial Sciences, and 2 collaborative schools, RICS, School of Built Environment, and CII, School of Logistics. Today is very auspicious day. As we all know, India is a country of diversity. We have a lot of diversity here. We have different religions over here, but we celebrate together. Today is an auspicious day, and this is the start of festivities. And we will be starting these festivals today. And I welcome all of you on behalf of Dr. Ashok K. Chauhan, the founder of this vast universe, who founded in 1986 the foundation, Ritnan Balved Education Foundation, and then the first school in Saket, and then first school of higher education in 1995. Today, if you just see as a student of decision sciences, I can say this journey is only 27 years. As a university, we have completed, we have not attained the teenage yet. We are still in our 17th year. We have not attained the adulthood, but what we have achieved is something remarkable. And very humbly, I can submit that this is something which we, as Dr. Singh has actually covered all the points, but when he said National Education Policy 2020, if you see, many of us feel that all the things which we were practicing in Amity since long are being taken as a model in National Education Policy 2020. NEP 2020, which came after good 34 years, the last policy came in 1986, and this was 2020, and where we, despite of the oddmost conditions of pandemic, unpredictable pandemic, we conducted a very wonderful workshop on NEP, and from then we are starting it. In National Education Policy, there are a lot of new avenues, a lot of opportunities to collaborate together. Dr. Singh has already discussed, but some areas where I really feel we can definitely do wonders. One is exchange of students, exchange of intellectual capital. Definitely PhD is one program, doctoral program is one of the program which is close to our heart. Then building research, training and consultancy is another area where we can work a lot. And one thing, though, as a group vice chancellor, Dr. Singh cannot be biased and he cannot say, but I can take the liberty of saying this, that there are many things which were being started at business school level, whether it's Sangathan or whether it's first doctoral program or whether it's the first program of collaborative module. These are all being things which are being started in business schools. I will not be taking much of the time, but let me just introduce you to the faculty members who are going to be very instrumental, and after this, we would be having an interactive session with them. So I'm just starting with Mr. A.P. Singh. Mr. AP Singh is representing our MIT School of Insurance, Banking, and Actuarial Sciences, and he has represented LIC of India for a good number of years. Mr. AP Singh, please.
Well, I'm heading the MIT School of Insurance, Banking, and Actuarial Science. And prior to joining this organization, you know, LIC of India, it is the largest life insurance of the country and the fifth largest in the world. So I was director of that Life Insurance Corporation of India, and I was managing director, CEO of LIC Nepal, Bahrain, etc. And then licensed over here to academics.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. So you see the competency mapping. The person who has represented LIC of India is now heading the School of Insurance, Banking, and Actuarial Sciences. Then we have Dr. Sajnani. As I told you, we have 14 faculties of studies with us. Dr. Sajnani is representing our Faculty of Hospitality and Tourism.
Good afternoon. Elizabeth, I'm addressing to you. I am the Dean for Faculty of Hospitality and Tourism, wherein we have got two institutions, MIT School of Hospitality, offering bachelor's in hotel management, MBA in hotel management, and PhD program in hotel management. Another institution is MIT Institute of Travel and Tourism, which offers master's in tourism, bachelor's in tourism, and PhD in tourism. I've got three faculty colleagues who are with me, Dr. Narendra Kumar, and common factor between both the universities is that both of us are UNWTO certified for TEDQuil, and CVET so soon is a common factor, who is a program coordinator from your university for MS in tourism. And you have got Anuj, Dr. Anuj is the dean. So we are connected with both of them. Dr. Narendra Kumar is my faculty. Dr. Parikshit Sharma is here with me, and Dr. Alka Maheshwari is with me. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sajnani. So as we all know, we are going through a big transition. These last 2.5 years were of great learning for all of us, and we came across a lot of new learnings. And blended mode of learning was one of the new initiatives, and online learning has also now smoothened a lot. We have with us Mr. Avinash Kumar, who is representing MIT University Online.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. I'm Professor Avinash Kumar. I'm the director for Directorate of Distance and Online Education. The department was established way back in the year 2000 and started with ODL, Open Distance Learning. And gradually, as Professor Singh already mentioned, that we realized we were probably one of the very first in the country to realize the importance of e-learning. And hence we started in the year 2006 with the e-learning education, because we have a very good presence in the country. But then we realized that we need to take this education globally, and we have done this. Not only that, but we also convinced the government of India for bringing this online education regulation to the country. For that, Amity has been one of the very instrumental university in the country. Not only that, we have gone to an extent to help to the government for writing this regulation. And my department was one of the very prominent department who contributed this concept of online regulation. And we wrote it for the government as well. And fortunately, we were the very first university to be accorded the approval for the online education. We were given the highest number of programs to be offered. As Dr. Singh mentioned that it continued with the e-learning program, which was a satellite mode of education. As we mentioned that Amity always thinks ahead. The entire top delegates, the bureaucrats of the country visited our university. And there we proposed that why don't you shift to online education rather than adopting this satellite mode of education, which had, of course, certain challenges, the buffering of the voice. The lecture was very difficult to be captured by the student in the respective countries. So we brought this concept, we convinced this modality to Government of India, and Government of India conceived this idea and then invited us to their ministry, and we gave not less than 50 presentations. And finally, this was commuted in the year 2000 with the E-Vidya Bharati project, which is the brainchild of our current Prime Minister of the country, Mr. Narendra Modi. So we were the very first university to be inducted in that project under the Ministry of External Affairs, and through which we are again teaching through online mode to various African nation countries. We are still having the maximum number of programs. I'm sorry, since we have taken time, I am offering maximum number of programs through online. We have a collaboration with many Ivy League universities of the world also. With this, I don't want to take much of your time.
Thank you
as
so much,
brevity is-
Avinash.
Thank you.
You know, the esteemed delegates, we have so much to share, so much to say, and everyone who is sitting here, they must be longing for, sharing their viewpoints. But I will be requesting everyone, because of the paucity of time, if we can just keep our introduction short.
That's it, yeah.
So, as I was telling you about the structure, this is MIT University of Uttar Pradesh, and we have campus in Noida, Greater Noida, Lucknow, Dubai, and Tashkent. And all these schools of management studies falls under the Faculty of Management Studies over here. We are having the representation here from all these schools of Faculty of Management Studies. Before that, I would be introducing you to Dr. Sujata Khandai, who is taking care of our two schools, which are for UG programs. This is MIT College of Commerce and Finance and MIT School of Business. Dr. Sujata Khandai.
Hi, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Amity University. As Dr. Bansal mentioned, I am handling Amity College of Commerce and Finance. We offer the BCom program, that is Bachelor's in Accounting and Finance, and the Amity School of Business, which offers the BBA programs. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sujata. As my colleague sitting over there was fumbling with the cards, I was just telling her, do not be confused. There are so many similar cards, but every card is representing a different institution and their work process altogether. We have with us engineer A.K. Srivastava, who is instrumental for collaborations, and he's representing two schools of collaboration here. One is RICS School of Built Environment with UK, and another one is CII School of Logistics.
Welcome, delegates. It's very interesting to mention here that we learned about industry academia collaboration, but we have actually done it. One is with the professional body, RICS, it belongs from UK, spread around 152 countries. Second is the Confederation of Indian Industry. And third, very important is the AIT, Amity Institute of Technology with Tata Technology. So all three are in the collaboration. I call it marriage model. And this is running so. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Engineer Srivastava. In every business school, we have different departments in different verticals. We have different streams defined. I am just now introducing you to the faculty members who are HODs of their respective departments. We have Colonel Khattar with us, Dr. Khattar. He is representing Department of Operation Management. Then we have Dr. Alka Maurya, who is representing the Department of International Business. We have Dr. Shamta Chauhan, representing Department of Economics and Strategy Management. We have Dr. Jaya Yadav, who is representing HR department and HR and psychology. We have Dr. Vijay Chaturvedi, who is taking care of training consultancy from MIT Business School. Then we have Dr. Tanu Jindal, who is Group Pro Vice Chancellor, and she is also a known scientist. And as I was speaking to you regarding the presence of MIT in 7th continent, Antarctica, she is the one who is instrumental for that. And as I said, there are a number of ways where we can collaborate, after this session, we will be discussing all. But before that, I will be requesting Dr. K.M. Soni, who is representing university's PhD department, who is Deputy Dean of Engineering, for the possible collaboration which we can have.
Yeah, good afternoon, delegates. Welcome to MIT. I am representing two things, one Deputy Dean in Engineering Technology domain, ENT domain, offering the program of UG, PG, and PhD level. We have more than 80 programs. And these programs with the international collaborations, we have 3C, continent, SAP, study abroad programs, so on and so forth. And second is PhD programs. In PhD, we have 3,000 plus scholars. They are pursuing PhD in different fields of, or you can say all the fields of domains, which we have 14 faculty of studies. And we have very good system. A scholar must have one co-guide. And our many scholars have co-guides from the universities of reputed globally. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Soni. So there are a number of ways where we can collaborate, and after this, I will be all discussing about. So before I close this introduction, I will be introducing you to one more faculty member of mine, very important faculty, who is being introduced to you as a Group Vice Chancellor. The faculty is Dr. Gurinder Singh, a known faculty for marketing, international business and finance. And in this faculty, if you permit me, I can take the liberty. See, we have hosted number of delegations on the regular basis, but this delegation is giving me immense pleasure because this is the delegation representing our own field of business schools. So thank you so very much for being there, but I can only say that this is one of the best faculty of MIT University of Uttar Pradesh. And we have plenty of collaboration collaboration things which we can collaborate. And in times to come, if I will be very happy if all these collaborations come true, we will be signing some issues today only. So that is all from my side. Thank you so very much. Welcome to India. Welcome to MIT.
Thank you, Dr. Bansal. We have got another faculty, Dr. Shweta Nanda, who is looking after new age programs, technology expert, and we feel so proud that you are a part of this delegation. Also, quite a few of our very distinguished IIT members. I can see Mr. Pratik Dekha, Ms. Prachi, Pratiman, our own Kanishk, who's an alumni. We feel so proud on each one of you, Himani ji, Preeti ji, and also few of our colleagues who are from press and from media working with us. Before I invite my very able colleague, Dr. Abhay Bansal, who's the director of our engineering college to speak, I would request Mr. Admiral Bhattagar, just one liner, right, from you. Admiral Bhattagar has joined us very recently. He was in Washington, but maybe very briefly, if you can also give introduction. Dr. Bansal.
I am Rear Admiral Alok Bhatnagar. I have recently joined as the Deputy Director General of International Affairs. I welcome all of you. I see very renowned names on the board and all the luminaries sitting here on the head table as well as otherwise. Welcome, and we look forward to collaborating with you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Myself, Professor Dr. Abhay Bansal. I am heading MIT School of Engineering and Technology, which has 6,000 plus engineering students, as Professor Soni has also mentioned. I'm also Director for International Collaboration for Engineering and Technology. We have our engineering college is IIT UK accredited, and we have also aligned our curriculum with ABET to align it with latest trend. As our Group Vice Chancellor has already mentioned, from our engineering college, around 10% students are going for management program. They are preferring business analytics program. They are preferring various certificate programs. And our friend from George mentioned Cyprus, I Business School, and from Bocconi, already many students have done their masters and they're already settled in that country. As Group Vice Chancellor sir has mentioned, we have BTech International program where half program can be done in India and half we can do it with business school and engineering school. We are also trying to explore possibility where we can have dual degree with engineering and management, which I'm sure will be a very unique combinations. And I'm sure we will work with you on those tie-ups where we can launch dual degree program, and we look forward to have various collaboration. Thank you, Group Vice Chancellor, sir. And we were fortunate to visit George Mason University in Canada, York University, and we have explored many possibilities, and we look forward many more in times to come also. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It is now time for the introduction of the visiting delegates. For this, I would invite Mr. Paras Fatnani, the Chief Strategy Officer of Seed Global, to please do the introductions.
Thank you, one and all. Firstly, thank you to Dr. Singh for having us here. Kanishk, who's been fantastic for coordinating everything from the point of deciding to visit her and everything else. Dr. Abhay, who's also been involved in discussions as well. And finally, to all of you for being here and taking the time to be here with us. As mentioned, my name is Paras Fatnani. I'm the Chief Strategy Officer at Seed Global Education. Our objective of being here is to make sure that we facilitate dialogues between leading schools across the world and schools in emerging countries. So fundamentally focusing on Asia, Middle East, and Africa. And we're glad that this is the second delegation that we brought to India already. We first brought in to the south of India, we brought in 4 engineering schools, some of the top in the US, and then now we brought in a group of leading business schools from around the world. Without further ado, I'm going to quickly introduce each of the speakers. And if I can first call on Mario from University of Bocconi.
Thank you. Thank you. So first of all, let me thank you, Professor Singh and Dr. Pansal for the presentation. That was very impressive. I was really impressed about your achievement throughout the year. So congratulations. And thanks to all the professors here and the students. Thank you so much for welcoming us. So I'm Mario Tabarini. I'm at Bocconi. I've been for many years in charge of international relations and partnerships. As of 2019, I'm in charge of the recruitment activities. Bocconi is a leading institution in Europe in the fields of social sciences, so from business, economics, from finance to marketing, and then also political science, data science, and law more recently. So we offer courses from the bachelor to the pre-experienced master's, PhD, MBA, and similar. So we are teaching in English, mainly our education, so we welcome students from all over the world. Every single year on campus, we have 5,000 international students, so non-Italian, and in all the degrees taught in English, 50% of the population is international. We have a very large network of international partners all over the world, like the Ivy League in the US and the main universities and business schools in our continent. And we are very connected also to the corporate community. We are very keen in exploring possible collaborations. We offer a summer school very, very well renowned with lots of students coming from all over the world. This summer, we had over 1,000 students on campus in July from 80 countries. So we have lots of scholarship also for students. I'm glad that students from Amity joined Bocconi for the master. We have different kind of scholarship based on merit and need, and we welcome really to have your students on campus soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mario, for that. I'm going to request each of the delegates to speak from the dais, from where they're seated itself. Next, we'll go to Elizabeth, representing George Washington School of Business.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I'm really enjoying my first trip to India. So thank you for the warm welcome. I'm Elizabeth Lindauer. I'm one of the admissions directors for the School of Business at George Washington University. As many of you mentioned, you do know where GW is and probably know about all of our amazing programs. We do love the diversity of our student population of the city and think that our students do learn better from working with other students from different backgrounds. We have a great global education program where we encourage study abroad, working with companies abroad as well, so that students can get that hands-on workplace learning. And our Vice Dean Raj is open to working with different universities and customizing partnerships, and we look forward to working with you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Elizabeth. Next up, Namita at IE Business School.
Good evening, everyone. Okay, I'm not too loud. So my name is Namita, and I'm here to represent IE University. We are a university based in Madrid, Spain, and I work out of their office here in India. We are part of a global markets team, which has around 30 offices globally, which support various activities for the university in the region, which includes recruitment, partnership, alumni relations, career relations, and so on. IE University, we are very proud of the diversity that we have on our campus. We have over 160 nationalities on campus, which is students and professors. So our professors are very international. They bring in a lot of experience with them. as a learning contribution to the students. The university hosts 5 schools under its umbrella: the business school, the law school, we have School of Architecture and Design, Global Affairs, and we have a School of Technology and Sciences. Our law program and our architecture program is accredited here in India. So our students have the opportunity to actually practice here after they have completed their LLB and the BArch program. I'm happy to talk further about any discussions that you would like to know about IE. And yeah, happy to be here in this lovely campus. Thank you.
Thank you, Namita. Next on, we'll move to Schulich School of Business, Dr. Trivedi.
Hello. The welcome was overwhelming. Thank you very much. Many of you have already been on our campus. So for them, there is no introduction that I need to give. Otherwise, for us, we're located in Toronto, also doesn't need any introduction. It is very diverse. Many over the world, their home there. York University, we have 60,000 students. We are the second biggest university in Canada. And also we have prestigious departments and schools like the Law School. We have a Lausanne School of Engineering. We also have a reputed Fine Arts department. Now coming to Schulich School of Business, it is a world-leading school of business. We have our flagship MBA program, which is highly ranked in the world. We also have 8 specialized master's programs, which are also very successful. We also have some cutting edge programs like MBA. Yeah, this is better. So we are also launching these cutting edge programs like the MBA IT. Now coming to my program, the reason why I'm here, I'm the program director of the Masters of Accounting and Diploma in Intermediate Accounting programs. We are going to launch our India DAC program at our Hyderabad campus. We already have the India MBA program that is going on very well. So people will join the India DAC program for 4 months, and they'll go over to Toronto for the rest of their studies. The reason why I brought that in is because it's a very efficient way to get trained to be a CPA Canada candidate. This is one of the elite accounting designations to have. With this designation, you get reciprocity anywhere around the world, which means you can go anywhere and be a very successful accountant and a business leader. One other exciting program that I will be introducing, and it also resonates with your very strong remote and online programs that you have, we will be launching the graduate diploma in accounting analytics. So the subject-specific analytics program, we'll also follow that up with a master's in accounting analytics as well. So this is just some idea of all the cutting-edge programs that we have. Additionally, we have top-notch researchers. We have editors of top-tier journals within accounting, other areas as well. So training for research purposes, collaboration on that front, holding master classes. We have an extensive exchange program. We can also think about doing those things as well. So I don't want to take more time, but hopefully that gives you an overview of York University, Schulich, and our accounting programs. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And like you have I think it's one of the very prestigious schools in Canada, Schulich Business School. And what I saw was amazing there. And rather we stayed there for a day when we went last time to Canada. I think this was years back. And we did a lot of research actually with your business school. But I think that these are three programs where we have a lot of synergy. We have got Dr. Sujata Khandai, who so ably is leading our finance and accounting school also, ACCF. So I think that there is a synergy, and also in our international business school, we have got a department which is very strong in data analytics and on analytic research. So I think these are the areas which we like to explore with you. So like you have got a campus in Hyderabad. I have seen that campus. Congratulations that you're doing, but it's at very small numbers. So what we bring on the table is a large number of students, and about 30% of our students who are doing their commerce and accounting programs, they are doing also the professional programs. So maybe we can look at opening something jointly here, where the part of the program can be done in India and then part of the program can be abroad. It can be joint certification of the programs also, but we'll explore these ideas. But I just thought that maybe that we can look at these areas. We do a lot of research. So I think that the research opportunities are something which we'll also like to explore with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Singh. We also have Rahul here with Schuliger School of Business, and if you can do a quick introduction as well, very briefly.
Yeah, so I think, first of all, I'm Rahul. I am from Schuliger School of Business. I'm an associate manager at the Hyderabad campus. First of all, very thanks for the welcome that you did. Half of it has been covered by Dr. Shankar. Half of it, what I wanted to say, Dr. Singh, you already covered it. I will get in touch with Dr. Sujata about the collaboration that I can foresee. And I think, yeah, we have been as insightful as Amity in coming to India in 1990s and setting up relationships. So I definitely see a great future between both the schools. Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul.
Keep on coming to Amity and create something much bigger in North India at Amity.
Definitely, and I invite you to Hyderabad campus once again. So that
Yeah,
you can
absolutely.
meet the new team.
I have been to your campus. We did a lot of programs for Air India and for the Air Force. So as you know that they have got the largest academy, and we are the one of their strategic partners who have been doing management programs in Hyderabad.
Perfect. We are at the airport, so
Absolutely.
you land there and we have accommodation there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you, Dr. Singh. Next up, Shri at Syracuse University.
Hello. Thank you for welcoming us all today. It's been fantastic. I've had some students at our Whitman School of Management who are your graduates. So the name is very familiar, but I've never been to the campus. So it's wonderful to be here. So thank you so much. I'm representing the Whitman School of Management at Syracuse University, but we do have different other schools on campuses, totally about 13 colleges. But at Syracuse, it's a private university, and unlike your centralized administration at the graduate level, it's individual at the schools and colleges level. So I can take your information, I can share contact details, but I cannot speak for other schools like engineering or information studies. But I do know that they are all interested in India. This is a major region of interest for us. So I'm happy to discuss further.
Thank you, Shri. Also, I've got my co-founder, Mr. Sanjay Dhingra here, so I'd love to quickly introduce himself as well.
Hi, good afternoon. Thank you for hosting us. Really grateful. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I've spent over a decade in the education space, mainly with the Indian School of Business in Hyderabad. So I used to lead international admissions and marketing for them. And yeah, I also led their Young Leaders program, for which a lot of Amity students do apply and do get through to the ISB's PGP program as well through that. It's a pleasure to be coming over here. This is my first visit. I've visited a lot of campuses in India across North, South, East, and West. And truthfully, I've never seen anything this magnificent, this beautiful, and at a scale of this level. So really a pleasure to be here. Thank you, Dr. Singh, for hosting us.
Thank you. And with that, I'm going to hand it over back to my colleague here. Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, Paras. I think it's time for signing of the letter of intents, and I would request Honorable Group Vice Chancellor, sir, the senior members of the delegation, and members of the Amity fraternity to please join in for the signing of the agreements. Team ID, we request you to please facilitate. Announce. May we first request the George Washington Business School, Miss Elizabeth, to please step forward. So we also request Thank you. We now request the Schulich School of Business, Dr. Shankar Trivedi, to please step forward for signing of the agreement. May I also call upon Ms. Namita Thetta, IE Business School, to please step forward. Thank you very much for joining us for the signing of the letter of intents. With this, we request Team ID to please facilitate the felicitations and may we please request Bocconi University to please step forward. Also, we would request Syracuse University to step forward. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We respect your confidence. It's now time for felicitations. Before we head for the tour of the campus, I would request Team International Affairs to please take on for the felicitations. We would also request the visiting delegates and senior officials of the Amity to please join for the felicitation of our guests. We now have a tour of the campus, and then we'll meet again in the F2 auditorium for an interaction with students. May I please request everybody to join for a group photograph? We all can gather near the stage. Everyone, please join for the photograph because they have a scheduled tour of the campus and then an interaction with the students. We would request everyone to join, please. Yeah, we would request all visiting delegates to please join us for a campus tour now. Mr. Pratiman and Mr. Pratik to take lead. And after that, we meet in the auditorium at 3:40 for an interaction with the students. Thank you everyone for joining.
Interesting. How many of you are undergrad students? How many of you are bachelor students? Show of hands. Okay, quite a few. How many of you pursuing who are in the second year or third year of your education? Okay, some of you. How many of you want to do an MBA in your life sometime? You want to do an MBA? Only 20 people want to do an MBA. Okay, I see some more hands going up. So 35, 40 people want to do an MBA. This is your opportunity to get to know about some of the best B schools in the world. Right? Schulich is amongst the top 3 in Canada. George Washington, Syracuse are amongst the top in US. There's Bocconi, which is the top in Italy. IE, which is the top in Spain. So these are all the schools, across North America, Europe that you can interact with. They can give you great insights into their programs, opportunities that you have. If you're looking to study at these schools, you need to usually take the GMAT or the GRE. Now I'm scared. It works. Great. So yeah, so if you're looking to study at any of the business schools outside of India, you usually need to take the GMAT or the GRE. And Upashna represents GMAC. That's the organization that runs the GMAT test. So it's the Graduate Management Aptitude Test. It's the test accepted by the top B schools in the world, mostly schools outside of India. Of course, some schools in India as well now, but mostly schools outside of India. And Upashna represents GMAC, the makers and the administrators of the GMAT test. Does this sound interesting so far? No? Can I make it more interesting for you? Okay, let me do that. Let me make it more interesting for you. So some of the schools that are over here today also offering application fee waivers. Plus, they are giving consideration for some special scholarships to people who connect with them, show interest in them, have the right questions, and are looking to study at their schools. So if you are looking to secure or if you are looking to apply to their programs sometime in the future, this would be your opportunity to secure your application fee waiver and get your name into that list of special scholarship considerations, right? So make sure you make the most of this interaction and interact with them. One thing to remember over here though, right? I saw some hands go up for people who wanted to do an MBA, right? There were people who wanted to do an MBA, right? One thing you need to understand and make note of that outside of India, you usually can't do an MBA without WorkX. You usually need minimum 2 years of WorkX. On an average, there's 5.5 years of WorkX in the cohort. So as college students or as fresh graduates, you would usually not be considered for the MBA program. You'd be eligible for the master's programs, the specialized business master's programs. So programs like masters in management, masters in finance, masters in marketing, right? Masters in business analytics, data analytics, artificial intelligence. So these are called business master's programs. George Washington also has a great sports management program. So they have a MS in sports management. So I saw the sports ground over here, beautiful facility over here. So I'm assuming a lot of you are interested in pursuing sports. And if you're looking to get into management of sports, then they have a great program as well. But these are master's programs, not MBA programs. Because B schools outside of India require you to have minimum 2 years of WorkX before you become eligible to apply for an MBA program. So if you're looking to apply as a fresh graduate, pursue studies sooner than that, then you would be looking at master's programs. Does anyone have questions on what is the difference between a master's program and an MBA program? You all understand what they are? Sure? Good.
So usually average work ex in a master's program cohort would be around 1 year. So there will be some students with no work ex, there will be some with around 1 year of work ex, there will be some with 2 years of work ex, but the average would be around 1 year. In an MBA program, the average work experience is around 5.5 years. Is any program at a disadvantage compared to the other? Actually not. If you think about it, your master's program cohort is on the younger side, lesser work ex, but you would get that work ex after completing your studies. So you get that jump immediately post your undergrad, you do a master's program, get that jump and then start working. And 5-6 years down the line, you may be at a higher level compared to what even an MBA grad may be from that particular school, right? Because you got the jump early in your career and then you got the work ex. On the other hand, if you go for an MBA program 4-5 years later, then you may be at the same level as someone who's a master's graduate from that program, maybe at a higher level or maybe at a lower level as well, right? So there's no one better than the other. What matters is what the consideration factor should be is what makes most sense to you. Are you someone who's okay waiting 3-4 years, 5 years before you pursue your higher studies? If you are, then you can look at an MBA for sure, no problem in that. But if you're looking to get that jump, move abroad, study internationally sooner, want to get that career boost early in your career itself, then a master's program may make more sense for you. Does that make sense? So great. Since you are paying attention to what I'm saying now, and I'm really happy to see that I've managed to grab your attention now. Do you have any questions for me? Go ahead. Okay, great. So how do you decide which are the top in the world? You look at the rankings, right? You look at the FT rankings, you look at some of the other rankings, say Harvard is the best school in this world, Wharton, INSEAD, like you'll go by that. What you need to understand, and all of them would tell you this, right? That when you look at rankings is where your search can start, but your search can't end at the rankings. And I'll tell you why, right? Rankings are not personalized. They don't take into account your personal considerations, your personal preferences. A school which may be great for someone sitting next to you may not actually be the best fit for you, right? Because your aspirations, what you're looking to do may vary. So all of those factors need to be taken into account. So rankings can be a good starting point to get a reference list, which programs to explore, but which program you finally apply and go to needs to take into account your personal preferences and situations, right? For example, Harvard's MBA tuition fee is around 1.5 crore rupees. Not all in this room may be able to afford it, right? You may want to look at some programs which may be lower in rank, but more affordable, which may fit into your budget as well, right? On the other hand, someone may want to really be like, hey, I have the money, that's not a problem. I want to get a great network. For that person, Harvard may make more sense as well, right? For example, Harvard is known for its strategy vertical. So if you're looking to get into consulting, general management, strategy programs, career paths, then yes. But if you're looking to get into operations, supply chain, you want to work with Amazon, right? Or you want to work with Walmart in the US, then maybe Harvard may not make more sense for you, but Michigan Ross may make better sense for you. So that's why you need to take into account personal situations, personal considerations. Now, the names that I mentioned over here, they're amongst the prestigious names in their respective countries. They're amongst the prestigious names in global rankings as well. So it's not as if you're like really low. What you need to take into account is the country that you prefer to migrate to or you prefer to go and live. Ideally, go to a top ranked school in that country, because the network that you get, the acceptance that you will get would accordingly vary. Make sense? Come on, more questions. So I'm going to get the panelists in over here very soon. They're having a tour of your beautiful campus. So they are delayed over there. They're going to come in very soon. But in the meanwhile, if you have any questions for me, I'm happy to answer those. No more questions for sure? Good. So depending on what kind of program, so your question is whether GRE or GMAT. So usually, traditionally, B schools have relied on the GMAT. So GMAT used to be the gold standard for management. So it's the graduate management aptitude test. GRE used to be mainly for MS science programs, so STEM programs, Now, over the last few years, GRE restructured their test, made it more acceptable to B schools as well. So a lot of schools do accept GRE now. So you can take either, but GMAT used to be the gold standard in management aptitude tests. So you can take either now if the school that you're targeting accepts both, you can take either of those and apply with that score. What matters not is which test you take. What matters is your percentile on that test. Great, I still have your attention. I'm impressed. I'm impressed by myself right now, but great. Come on, more questions. I'm happy to answer. No questions? Okay, by show of hands, how many of you have actually evaluated study abroad programs? How many of you are really looking to go and study abroad, post your studies at Amity? Some of you are here, some over there, a few hands over there. The rest don't want to leave they like their mothers quite a bit, which I appreciate. So you're looking to stay back in the country. Is that the case? Again, show of hands. How many of you are looking to study abroad? Any more hands going up? All right, I do see some interest. What is your biggest hesitation in studying abroad? Anyone has got any hesitation, any fears in studying abroad? Sounds scary to go abroad, leave family and friends behind, move to a new country. Does that sound scary? Sounds easy, you're looking forward to it. Any concerns around that? Messinia. Okay, so great. This is a good opportunity. Some of them are giving application fee waivers, so you get to make your application for free. Some of them are also considering you for special scholarships. See, in today's day and time, right, money is not the restrictor. You have companies which are all over the place willing to give out funds, right? If you go to a good school, there are companies like Prodigy Finance, there are others, which give you collateral-free loans as well. Taking into account your potential your earning potential, right? You'll go to a good school, you'll graduate, you'll earn well, you will be able to pay off that loan, right? So there are companies which are willing to give you loans for those. There are organizations which give scholarships. So money is not the limiter. The limiter is in the value that you show them. If you're able to show them that you're a deserving candidate, you'll get through to a good school. If you get through to a good school, you basically communicate to the loan provider, like a Prodigy Finance, that you have potential to earn and repay that loan, you'll get the money. So you may not have the money in your pocket right now, but there are other people who are willing to bet their money on you. So provided you show them your value. Great. Anything else? Sure, no questions? Okay, so great. With that, I'm going to play some videos. I'm going to keep you entertained with some interesting videos about these respective schools. And I'm going to find out where the delegation is, get them into this room as soon as possible. So stay with us, don't go anywhere, enjoy the video, and we'll start very soon.
I'm the associate professor in the accounting area at the Schulich School of Business, and I'm also the program director of the Masters of Accounting, Diploma in Intermediate Accounting, and a Diploma in Advanced Accounting programs. The Schulich Masters of Accounting is many things. First, it's a top-notch program that trains our students for being leaders in accounting and business. Second, it trains them for the CFE exam. Third, we use the unique Schulich accounting case method. Nobody else uses it. So not only do we teach the technicals of accounting, but we also develop the critical thinking skills of our students. So they have to adopt a multi-stakeholder perspective, look at it from different angles, and then find out what the answer is. You could have a bachelor's in fine arts, or you could be an engineer, or you could have been working in a different industry, but suddenly you realize that you have a passion for accounting. So it doesn't matter. you can join us in our diploma in intermediate accounting. We will train you with the basics of accounting, and then once you have a minimum GPA, you automatically get admitted to our master's program. And within a period of 4 semesters, we train you and we make you fully ready for writing the CFE and entering into the profession and being successful. The accreditation by the CPA Institute says that our program is equivalent to the PEP program of the CPA Institute. But we just don't stop there. We go beyond that as well. It also means that our program has been developed in collaboration between ourselves as faculty members here and the Institute. The training that we provide to our students is reflected in the fact that we have very high pass rates, some of the highest in the country. And also our students consistently have honor roll rankings year in and year out. So our graduates get jobs and prosper in various accounting firms and also other non-accounting firms as well. They move on to the industry, they become controllers, they become CFOs, they get important positions. So they come back and they keep in touch. Many of them also do come back and become our own instructors. So that does help us and our students in being able to network and being able to be in touch with the accounting industry and the industry at large. Accountants know the language of business, but the language of business is just not accounting alone nowadays. It's also being able to marry accounting with non-accounting information and make meaning of it.
Transformation is a constant at IE.
It takes place inside and outside the classroom.
But most of all, within yourself. Campus life is here to support you and make it happen.
We provide the tools, the spaces, and the opportunities
to elevate your experience at IE so you can make it your own. Every time you step on campus, you're pushing towards new experiences, building and shaping the IE culture and legacy. So get involved.
Tell your story.
Foster new connections. Share your passion. Make your ideas a reality. Let's get started. Own your experience.
We are open to a new academic year full of opportunities. We are ready to restart from our successes and reach new objectives, because challenge is in our DNA. We are open to innovation, and we believe in open knowledge, rigorous research, and entrepreneurial energy. We never stop learning because we are always asking new questions and looking for innovative answers in the realm of the social sciences. We are open to everyone: students, teachers, alumni, world citizens. All of us can help build a better economy in an open society that nurtures inclusion. Because anyone can be the protagonist of cultural and economic ferment, and all are enriched by an open-minded attitude. We are open to Milan because we share the same international perspective, the same respect for diversity, the same smartness and desire for innovation, the same attention to sustainability. And this year, we are open to share our new urban campus with the entire Milanese community. Welcome to an impressive new zero-emissions complex that includes a striking student residence, plus a high-tech building purpose-built for one of the best business schools in Europe, Sta Bocconi School of Management. Citizens, students, and guests can join us for fitness and relaxation at the modern Recreation and Sports Center and stroll in a 17,000 square meter green area. We are open, and we are proud to start down this new path with all of you. Bocconi, knowledge that matters. Our world undergoes constant change in an endless evolution. An evolution made out of theory and practice, two essential mechanisms complementing each other, the engines of knowledge. That's how Bocconi was born, from a two-sided story, from thought and action, two poles, one single movement, a movement that pushes us forward. Visionary thoughts coming to life. Ideals turning into ideas. Where others see complexity, we see motivation. To always think big, to create something even bigger. Because it's in our DNA to shape leaders who make a difference on business, society, and people. Not only tomorrow's thinkers, but also today's game changers. Bocconi, knowledge that matters.
When you think of Syracuse, what do you picture? Basketball? Oh yeah. Snow? Sure.
Check. Right, before we get started, can I request the folks at the back to come up here? Let's come up ahead if you don't mind. Over the next, hopefully, hour, we will tell you more about how to make the most of your study abroad aspirations. Come up here. You know, I promise we're good people. We won't bite. Come on, come up ahead. Please. Come ahead. Great. Okay, keep moving ahead. Check. Okay, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing?
Good. Okay. Bad. Good. Yes. Come on. Have we put you to the sleep to sleep already, or is it just after lunch and that's why this is happening? All right. How many of you are final year students? Okay, good, good. How many of you are pre-final year? Okay, decent mix of both. Are there any first years? 1, 2, okay, great. So majority of you are, and a couple on that side, majority are final year or pre-final year. Many of you maybe now starting to think about what studying abroad or your post-graduation career seems like. Today's event will help you understand a bit more about different options that you have across multiple countries, covering the US, Canada, Italy, Spain, and we'll also hear about GMAT. How many of you have heard about the GMAT exam? Okay, decent few of you. It is one of the gateways to go to business school. So we have somebody from GMAC, the owners and publishers of the GMAT exam, who will also talk to us in a few minutes. From a format perspective, what we're going to do is each of the schools will come and present here for about 5 minutes. Following that, they'll come up here, speak to you about the programs that they have and the opportunities they offer in their countries. Following that, they will all set up, they'll be at a table here. And what you will have the opportunity to do is come up and speak to them individually about what your aspirations are and how they can help you if you study at their school. Okay? Yes? Oh, wow. There's louder noise here than behind. Come on, guys. So what we're going to do is we're going to call on the different schools to speak to you. We'll today start with GMAT. We'll have Upashna present about the GMAT exam and what their offerings are. And then we'll move on to the 6 schools that are here, 5 schools that are here. All right? Cool. So without further ado, if I can call on Upashna on stage. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. I'm sure everybody is feeling a little sleepy today because, of course, this lunch is over. So I'm here to talk about the GMAT exam, what it represents, and how it can help you to get not only admission in your dream MBA school, but also how to survive the first year of your MBA. So GMAT is an exam that is made by the business school for the business school. So what happened when you talk about these kind of exam, a standardized exam, it helps any school to choose you with confidence because it is standard globally. A candidate giving a GMAT exam in India is similar to the exam in any part of the world. So what happens, you are from India, your education system is very different from someone from Canada, someone from Philippines. So how do they actually change it? So that's one of the things. Are we presenting? So GMAT is a very popular exam. Many of you already know it. People who don't know it, so yeah, it's GMAT. So you can Google it. All the information are there in MBA.com. Almost 7,700 students, or 7,700 courses all across the globe, except GMAT exam. Almost 30,000 students in India approximately give GMAT exam of every year. So GMAT exam is an exam which will prepare you and plus will help you to get scholarships, will require for your job interview. And many of the students actually put GMAT score in their LinkedIn and their resume because it's a global standard. So why you should give the GMAT exam? You're already studying. It's easier for you to finish off the GMAT exam. The scores are valid for 5 years. So you give it now. And after 3 years, 4 years, when you feel like doing an MBA program, you can use your score. Plus, if you don't want to go for work, immediately want to start studying again, there are courses like deferred courses, MIM courses, which is in those courses, GMAT scores are also accepted. So these are some of the opportunities for you, which are for the undergraduates who do not have work experience. We have STEM Masters program, we have MIM program, we have flagship program in India. In fact, any course that comes under AICTE accepts GMAT exam score because it's one of the ratified exam in India as well. So you can have a look at it. look at the name of the universities. You can go and look at their websites and know more about them. So what is the exam structure? How many of you like maths here? No one? What about English? That's nice. So see, any of you are afraid of maths, I can tell you GMAT is not an exam focused on maths. GMAT is basically a reasoning exam. So your higher order reasoning skill is tested when you prepare for GMAT for any of the structure. Can I see the structure on the screen, please? So all this like quant is the maths, it's basically reasoning. So you just need to know the basic concept of class 10, English, class 10, maths, that's good enough for you, and you can do well because it's basically understanding the question, little bit about the formula, and you can deduce the whatever the answer is. So there are 3 types of section. You can choose your exam. You can start from AWA, which is an essay type question. Quant is maths, verbal is English. The total score starts from 200 to 800. There is no negative marking in GMAT. So if you don't know the answer, keep guessing, it won't affect. It's a computer adaptive exam. So if you answer correctly, the next question will be slightly harder. If you answer incorrectly, then the next question will be slightly easier. The exam hours is 3 hours and 7 minutes with 2 8-minute optional breaks. So these are GMAT exam can be given 2 ways, from your home and at a test center. GMAT is an online exam. So wherever you give, you have to give it in a computer. Some of the basic differences, the environment. You have to select the universities before when you get at a test center and after when you give it online. I can explain it to you later when we will sit here. And you can register in mba.com. As I said, there is no negative marking. Exams, you can give the exam 5 times in a year. Any time of the year, there is no set date. If you want to reappear for the exam, you can do it 16 days later after your first exam. The price is $275 if you give the exam at a test center. $300. It is actually recently updated in September 2022. It's $300 if you give it from home, because it's slightly expensive for us due to security. So we have added a convenience fee there. And you can have 5 free score report you can send to any university of your choice. So once you send the score will be with them. So they can access the score whenever you give them your exam number. If you accept the score at a test center, it has to be immediately after the exam. You can see your score immediately after you finish the exam. And at that's an unofficial score. At a test center, you have to accept the score immediately. At home, you don't have to do anything. You can accept or choose your university only after you get the official score. That is for online. So if you want to prepare for GMAT, if you want to know what the exam is, this is a free mock test. We call it practice exams. It's free of cost. You get it in mba.com. Go there, try it without any practice, because that way you will know where you stand, how much concept you still know, and that will give you a direction how to prepare for the exam. Practice step 1 and 2 are absolutely free. So try 1 without practice. Prepare halfway through and give the practice set 2 after that. So these are the entire collection of official preparation material. If you are able to finish the entire thing, you will not need anything. On an average, we have done a research said that for preparation of GMAT, you need at least 100 hours spread across 3 months. Means if you devote 1 hour, a little over 1 hour every day, you'll be prepared for GMAT in 3 months. And if you want to dedicate a few more hours, 8 weeks is good enough for you. Well, this is the last slide, the GMAT search engine. This is for those who are, if you don't want to look for university by yourself, you can go to mba.com, register yourself under this. You can select what are the courses do you want, what are specialization you want, what's your GPA score, what your interest, and the university which thinks then they can offer you a seat in their school, they will call you themselves. So this way you don't really have to go and see every university. Plus it will give you an ego boost also that this many universities are interested in me, and you might get scholarship opportunities also based on your profile, of course. Thank you so much. I will pass on.
Thank you, Prashna. And many of you may consider studying abroad or pursuing a master's in management or other specialized masters or MBA programs. The GMAT is definitely a gateway to consider as well. Now what we'll do is we'll go country-wise and hear from different schools and what they have to offer in terms of opportunities for you to study as well. So first up, we're going to have IE Business School, Spain. Yay.
You love me too much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. I know it's your end of the day and you just want to retire and not hear any more people speaking, but bear with us a little, right? Okay, so IE University, we are based out of Madrid, Spain. When you think about Spain, what comes in your mind? Sorry? Messi. That's basically, he's from FC Barcelona, right? Team. What else? Okay, so someone can name me the top three, clubs in Spain. Which ones? One is FC Barcelona, the other? And? Correct. So you guys do know your football clubs, right? Well, Real Madrid and Atletico both are in Madrid. Real Madrid's stadium actually is about 10 minutes away from our campus, IE campus, so very close in terms of network, right? I'm the associate director for the IE India and South Asia office, and we basically take care of a lot of activities for IE in this region, which we'll come to. Now, apart from, of course, being known for football, let me get to some other facts of IE here. We are, Spain basically. So Madrid is ranked as #1 in the world for study destination by Uniplaces. We are 40% of multinational corporations are headquartered in Madrid. We have about 30+ companies created daily in the city. Plus 43% of Spanish startups are created in Madrid, right? So these are some of the facts. And if you look at it, some top 3 business schools from the Financial Times ranking are also located in Spain. That's IE, ESA, and ISADE, right? So Spain is generally looked upon as a destination for tourism, but there is a lot more that is happening in the region, in the country, apart from, of course, visiting beautiful places, which we should not forget also, because there are fun factors as well that comes to it. It is definitely a very dynamic city, very international, known for, basically has a low cost of living, great party life. So you get to balance both sides, your academic and your party life, which does not go, goes without saying. Of course, and the university is located right at the heart of the city. So very well connected with the corporates and companies around. IE has this network of global offices, like how IE India, I work for the IE India and South Asia office. We have 30 offices globally, which add to the IE's international network. And what these offices bring to you is regional and local networking opportunities. They bring to you global alumni engagement. They bring to you global corporate ecosystem and the international career and talent network. These are some of the accreditation. We are one of the very few schools, business schools, which have the AAA accreditation, what we call as the Triple Crown, right? And of course, we are associated with the CFA Institute for our finance program and have association with ASPIA for our international relations program. These are some of the programs that you can actually look at for IE under different pathways. So under business and management, for those who don't have experience, you have the Masters in Management, We've got the Masters in Finance that has been offered under the Finance, Economics and Trade. We have Masters in Applied Economics, if that's something that you're interested in. Of course, Masters in Corporate and Marketing Communication, Market Research, name it, and there are many specialized programs that you could look at. All of these programs are 1 year and do give you a very specific skill set that you're looking at. Something that's very trending, that's the Business Analytics and Big Data program. We definitely offer it under our Technology and Data pathway. Why is this going so fast? The other sorry, this is moving, okay. So the other aspect, unique proposition that you have is the concept of dual degree. You have the opportunity to combine 2 degrees under these pathways and complete it in less than 2 years. So at the end of it, what you have is 2 separate degrees. You've gained skills in 2 separate areas and are able to really expand your exposure, you know, in these in different arena. Careers and talent. Of course, this is something that again is an essential aspect of your learning journey. Throughout your program, you will have people from the careers and talent team working with you to pave your pathway towards your aspiration that you have set for yourself. The need for, their purpose is basically to have you be prepared for the next step that you're going to take in after your graduation. They're not there to place you, they're there to help you place yourself. That's the idea. Scholarships, something that every student who applies for admission is eligible to apply for these scholarships. These are merit-based scholarships and they are partial scholarship. So we have specific scholarships which are there only for women applicant. Sorry guys, there are more for y'all as well, but more for the women here, which you can apply for, which can help you support your tuition fee cost. Admission process, of course, we follow a rolling admission process. It's very similar to a lot of schools, online application with certain additional documents like letters of recommendation, CV, your transcripts and degree and an essay that is required, and then an interview. But to keep in mind the eligibility factor. We accept what we need is an undergraduate degree, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, all accepted. We don't focus a lot on which field you're coming in for, but rather we focus a lot on your interest. The second eligibility is we require an entrance exam. So either we need the GMAT or the GRE, or we have our own entrance exam. It's called the IE Global Admission Test. You can opt for either of that to pursue your application at IE. Just to highlight some of the alumni who have graduated from our Masters in Management program, we have them working across the globe, as well, them working in India at very great, get good positions and with great companies. The idea here again is to help you understand that what IE offers you is a global outlook and a global reach. And that's crucial when you're looking at studying at universities abroad. Thank you.
Thank you. So we just heard from IE Business School in Spain. If you're a fan of ZNMD, anyone? Hrithik Roshan fan, Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara, anyone? I saw some hands go up. You know where to go, right? Great. With that, let me invite our next school, which is Syracuse University's Whitman School of Management. Sorry, let me correct myself. I have Shri who will be joining us from there as soon as she comes to the stage. I'm going to wait for her for a minute. Okay, they're just talking from there. Awesome, great, good. She likes to connect with the audience. I hope you feel you do connect with her, interact with her. She's very peppy, very zingy. Enjoy the conversation. You can talk about IE once more.
Okay, so while that's happening, how's everyone back there? Comfortable? It's kind of nice and cool, isn't it? In here than outside. Yeah? Okay, so I'm here to give you a little bit of intro about Syracuse University's Whitman School of Management. Who knows where Niagara Falls is? 2 people, 3 people? Who knows where Times Square is? Few people? Come on, people. Either you know or you don't know. You don't eat half-baked cookies, do you? Raise your hands high. Okay, so you all know where Times Square is. Which state is it in? Are you sure? Which state is it in? I'm going to keep asking you questions until I get responses. That's why they put me up here. New York? Okay, one person. Anybody back there? You agree? Okay. So Syracuse is located in what is known as upstate New York or central New York. We are not in New York City. We are 5 hours north of New York City, but we are 2 hours from Niagara Falls. Okay. So Sanjay. So founded in 1870, this is one of our iconic buildings on campus. It's the Hall of Languages. And look at the weather, pretty similar to your weather. Yes? So it's not like this all days of the year. It is typically for 5 months is known to snow. In fact, if you've heard of the Golden Globes, we have something in upstate New York called the Snow Globe. And Syracuse usually wins that for the amount of snowfall that we get every winter. So we're located within easy driving distance, easy commutable distance from all major cities on the East Coast. But Whitman School of Management is just one of the schools at Syracuse University. There are other 13 colleges totally. So anyone who's interested in exploring potential opportunities with engineering or computer science, law, or architecture, information studies, etc., you can research your information on the university website because they are also available with other master's programs at those colleges. So this is our building, the Whitman School of Management, for the full-time MBA and the full-time specialized master's programs. This is where you would be studying. The 3rd floor is typically the graduate floor. And like most of your buildings, especially we just came back from the innovation incubator building. So it's kind of similar to that. So I had a little bit of nostalgia. I haven't been home for 3 weeks now, but so very learning centered, student focused, similar to what you have here. So I think it'll be like just going home away from home for most of you guys. Moving on, one more. So these are the specializations that are offered at the Whitman School of Management. We have all of these different specializations. The reason I've put them in as MS and MBA, it's not a dual degree of master's, specialized master's and MBA. It's basically the specializations are offered as specialized masters and also within the MBA specialization. The asterisk indicates that they are STEM designated programs. If you want to know what STEM designated programs entail, we can have a conversation offline. But moving on. So this is a little bit about the full-time MBA program. It's total for 2 years. Typically, unlike most schools over here that I've noticed, do accept students without work experience. We would like to see potentially at least a year and a half of work experience full-time after graduation before you apply to our MBA program. But having said that, a lot of you might also have some entrepreneurial experience, so we are willing to consider that as well in terms of, your graduation and having worked alongside starting your startups. So total with all of the specializations and the general management portion, it's about 54 credits, takes about 2 years to complete. There are opportunities to engage in internship explorations with multinational companies in Singapore and also engage in travel to other places for residencies. One more. So the full-time masters, this is more suitable for fresh graduates. So there is a lot of people have been asking me today about business analytics from your senior management as well. So yes, we do offer MS and business analytics, but then as I mentioned, the other specializations earlier, they're all 30 credit programs. There is flexibility in timeline of completion. Some of them complete the program in 9 months, some complete in 16 months with an internship, and there are others who extend by another semester and complete in 21 months, okay? How you decide to go about it is entirely up to you as you decide with your academic advisor and take it forward from there. One more. So this is the application checklist, just very quickly to give you an idea of what it comprises. You're all eligible to request an application fee waiver code wherein I will pay the code. I will pay the fee once you get the code from me. Early round application deadline is Jan 15th. Next one. So here's the scholarship and fee information. It's merit scholarships for all applicants. You do not need to submit an extra application for requesting a scholarship. It's automatic consideration. Once you submit your application for any program, we will consider you for admission as well as for merit scholarship. So once you receive your offer letter, you will also receive your scholarship award letter, okay? Anyone recognize the mascot on the top left? No? You do, Mario. Okay, so that's our mascot, the orange. His name is Otto. And a few pictures of campus. One more. There's snow. Aren't you guys excited about going to a place that has snow? No excitement? Everybody is tired from wanting to be at sports. We put them inside here. This is not fair, Paris. This is wrong. This is really wrong. Okay?
Snowy Christmas.
Yeah. Go ahead. Thank you very much.
Great. Thank you, Sri. Okay. Before we move on and speak to the other schools, quick check. How many of you want the application fee waiver from Syracuse? How many of you want to go and study in New York State, upstate New York, sorry, enjoy the snow, be close to Canada as well? But any show of hands? Anyone want to see application fee waiver? You do? Great. I do see some names. Some hands up. Great. So what I'm going to do next, and I'll tell you why I'm doing this. I'm going to show you a QR code on the screen right now. Through this QR code, you scan that QR code, a page would open up, there would be a click, there would be a button to register. I would request all of you to register on that page, and I'll tell you why you need to do this. Today, you have met Sri over here, you're meeting the other delegates over here, you are interacting with them over here. How do they know that you met them over here? Right? How do they find that out? They can't look up your name. They can't just go by their first name, and they don't have your Aadhaar information for sure. So there's no option like that, right? So that's why I need you to register. So that's how the schools know that you have interacted with them over here, and that's how they can roll out the application fee waiver, waivers. Multiple schools are offering those. Some are also doing consideration for special scholarships. So this is how they know that they met you over here. So I'm going to show the QR code now. My quick request would be whether you're looking to start your studies this year, next year, or the year after, whatever you're doing, whichever school you're looking to apply to, doesn't matter. As of now, scan the QR code. This way they know that you attended this event and interacted with them over here. Sounds good? Are we awake? Great. So I'm going to show the QR code on the screen shortly. I'm just going to keep this on the screen for 30 seconds. So take out your cell phones, scan this QR code. A page would open up. There would be a button to register. Quickly click on that. It's a short, very short form, asks you for your name, your course, what you're studying right now, what you're intending to study in the future. Fill that up, and this way they know that you have met them over here. Are the people at the back able to scan the QR code? Are you able to zoom in and do this? You are? Great, awesome. I'm going to wait for 10 seconds for everyone to scan, and then we are going to go on to the next school. I'm going to invite Elizabeth from George Washington School of Business to come up on the stage in the meanwhile, while you fill the form. I'm going to wait for 10 more seconds. Have all of you been able to open the registration link? Is your internet working? It's not? Okay. I am going to show this later again. Those of you who have been able to complete the registration, do that or open the form. Complete the registration when you're looking at the presentation. Make sure you finish the form. That's how as I said, that's how the schools know that you met them over here. With that, I'm going to go on to the George Washington School of Business's presentation. They have some interesting lineup of programs, by the way. They have a sports management program. We had a faculty do a masterclass with us for that one. She was at that time at the Beijing Olympics. So she was telecasting live from the Olympics. and it was an amazing session. So they have amazing faculty, amazing coursework, amazing programs, and quite a few choices of programs, around 17 to 18 different programs. So do check them out. I'm going to show their presentation right away.
Hi, everyone, especially in the back. I don't have as big of a personality as Shri, so I have to get up here. All right, so I spoke with a bunch of your great professors and deans, and they definitely know where George Washington is in Washington, D.C. Do any of you guys know? Wake up. You awake now? I know someone has gone to the East Coast, but they didn't come far south for us. So, oh my gosh.
It's a run hour. I can handle this.
I'm not going to break it.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we are located in Washington, D.C. That's the nation's capital on the East Coast. We are very fortunate. We're not like Syracuse or even Toronto. We don't get as much snow, but we do get all 4 seasons, which is really nice and enjoyable. We are in the heart of DC, 3 blocks from the White House, a couple blocks from the World Bank, IMF, a lot of big name companies. We're right there. We're where business meets policy. And our students are able to enjoy the hands-on learning that they can get from Washington, DC. Okay, it's just a couple of our rankings. We are very proud of these, especially our #1 for women in MBA and our diversity. Our student population throughout all of GW is very diverse, and we encourage our international students to come. We feel that we learn better when we are working with people from all over the world. Okay, as Sanjay mentioned, we have quite a few different programs. If there's something you're interested in the management field, we probably have it from accountancy to sports management. Dr. Narati, who's the head of our sports management department, is pretty amazing, going to all the Olympics and working with the UN. And she likes to bring students with her when she goes to these events. We do have 2 different MBA programs, and we also recommend having at least 2 to 3 years of workplace experience. So before you do apply to the MBA, kind of, if you can get that workplace experience. If not, we might have a different program that would work for you coming out of graduation. Okay, so one good thing about our programs is they are very customizable. You can be focusing on marketing, but then also take a graduate certificate in finance or business analytics. Our faculty is coming from the area that they are teaching there in Washington, D.C. or around the world. We encourage the experiential learning with case studies and going to the different offices, maybe going to Bank of America or Deloitte to learn about consulting. And we work with our extensive alumni network throughout the world. So one thing that we are very proud of is the Fowler Career Center, and that is just for our School of Business students. And they're going to be working with you on career counseling, resume building, and seeing what you want to do with your degree from GW. Do you want to work for a nonprofit? Do you want to work for a big name company? Do you want to maybe do some pro bono consulting while still being a student? We do have those opportunities, and they're going to work on finding those partnerships for you while you do the hard work of getting great grades and then doing the job application portion. And then these are just some of the companies that we do work with. Some of our newer companies are Google and Amazon. They just built offices across the river from us, so we're working with them. And then I mentioned our extensive alumni network. We have over 53,000 alumni from around the world, and we do utilize them for our consulting abroad projects, our global education projects, and potential networking for future job opportunities for our students. And kind of like a lot of the other schools here, here's our application process. We are currently test optional. You do not need the GMAT or GRE, but if you want to take it, it is a good bonus. For our scholarships, once you complete your application, you're automatically being submitted for a merit-based scholarship. So make sure your application is very well put together. And when you do come to GW, you are allowed to apply for fellowships and grad assistance. And that is it. Thank you. and come to GW.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Quick check before you go, Elizabeth. Does GW offer application fee waivers to applicants?
We do, if you're paying attention, there's an app fee waiver.
How many of you got that? Did you note the application fee waiver code? Did you get that? You missed it? You want it? You want it? Sure? You want to go to DC, say hi to Trump? Next round? No?
Biden.
Now Biden, okay, so we're keeping our fingers crossed that we don't get that change again. Okay, great. I'm not going to comment on politics. I should stay out of it. I should be conscious of that. But great, if you are looking to go to DC, study at GW, there was an application fee waiver code which was on the screen. If you missed it, still not too bad. You can still get that code if you complete your registration on the QR code which I had shown earlier. Thanks, Elizabeth. So if you are looking to get that code again, if you want it back, what you need to do is finish that registration. How many of you completed that registration form which I had shown earlier? Some of you managed to complete it. You did. What we'll do is, if you complete that, we will eventually send you that code over WhatsApp as well. So you'll have it handy later on when you apply. So make sure those of you who have not yet completed the registration form, do that. That's how we would know that you're here in the event, and that's how we would be able to give you that application fee waiver code. Great. With that, I'm going to invite the next school. Now we are going to jump across the pond, and we are going to go to the beautiful land of Europe. And I'm going to invite Mario from Bocconi University School of Management. Mario is the head of the recruitment and admissions department over here. And I'm going to play his presentation very shortly. Just give me a second.
Thank you. Thank you, Sanjay. Thank you. So I'm Mario. I work for Bocconi University, Milan, Italy. So what do you think when you think about Italy? What? Fashion, Ferrari, culture, pizza. Okay, good, good. We're all that in Italy, of course. It's one of the most famous destinations in the world for people who travel, of course, as everybody knows. Also, people who study loves to come to Italy a lot, young students from all over the world. But it's also one of the most important economies of the world, with members of G7, third largest economy in Europe. So it's also a country where there are lots of business going on, okay? And also you mentioned fashion, but fashion is a big business, for example, especially in the Milan area. So why Bocconi? So we are constantly ranking among the top universities and business schools in Europe and all over the world. We are very international. We have lots of partnership with schools, top schools all over the world. And we are very much connected with the business community. We were founded by an entrepreneur in the textile industry back in 1902. And we are nowadays working with many, many partners, corporate partners in Italy and abroad. We are a very multicultural community. 50% of the students are non-Italian, and we have over 100 nationalities represented, the India being one of the top representing nationality on campus, both at the graduate level and at the undergraduate level. We have a very rigorous method. We are very good in research. We are the third recipient in the ranking of recipients of funds given by the grants given by the European Commission in the last 5 years. And above us, there are only 2 UK universities. So the European Commission is not financing anymore UK universities because of Brexit. So we'll be #1 in Europe. Anyway, we're being always #1 in continental Europe. And last but not least, the campus is downtown, very beautiful, 20 minutes by the main square of Milano, the Duomo. Here are some rankings. You will find Bocconi in all possible rankings. We mentioned here the Financial Times and QS, but there are several rankings that take into consideration any different indicator, and we are always there among the top ones in Europe and in the world. Our network I mentioned before, quantity and quality. So over 2,000 opportunities every year for our students, and all the top universities, business schools in the world. So you see, we're partners with the Ivy League in the US, we're partners with all the top universities in Asia, in Europe, and in Latin America. Employer relations, so 4,000 companies connected with us. Every year, in 2001, that data, but it's similar every year, we gave over 1,100 opportunities for internship and placement to our students, and we take advantage, of course, of our big community of alumni all over the world, over 120,000. These are some companies, okay, some companies we work with, here we go. Yeah, top employers, and then we have the placement. Sorry, here we go. We have, okay. So the placement. So 96.9% 1 year after graduation for the master programs, and on the graduation date, 83.7. So it means that almost all the students already work on graduation day, and they take a day off, of course, to come to campus to graduate. This has gone on the other side. A third of them work abroad 1 year after graduation, and the other 2/3 work in Italy. Some stories of alumni. We have, as I mentioned, we have lots of students from India, and these are some alumni who have been working in Dubai, in London, in Milan. We have others in New York, in Frankfurt, in Paris, coming from India to Europe and then stayed there. Also, the students may stay away or come back to India to work if they wish. We have other cases of similar to other cases of students who decided to, at a certain point in life, to come back to India. These are our masters, so cover all the areas from management, marketing, finance, accounting, economics, to politics, to data science, and the brand new course new in the offer is the transformative sustainability with Politecnico di Milano. Application process. So we do require a mandatory GMAT or GRE. We do require, we do look at the GPA as well, and then of your university studies, and then also CV, motivation letter, and a video interview, which is optional. 5 rounds. So for the ones of you who are in their last year, the first round, its deadline, it's end of November, and then we have other 4 rounds. My suggestion, generally speaking, is the sooner the better. You apply the sooner, you have more chances to get in, more chances for scholarships, and so on and so forth. Scholarships, oh gosh. Okay. You just touch it and it goes, okay.
Good. Which one?
No, yeah, go back. Yes, this is the one. So 14,000 euros per year as a fee, 2 years masters, first year academic, second year electives that you can do abroad on exchange, an internship that you can also do abroad. So our students at the end of 2 years have a very, very rich curriculum, which is very much appealing for the employers. But 1 student out of 4 do not pay that fee, which is very much competitive, of course, compared to other countries. And given the standard, let's say the excellence of the academics at Bocconi. So 1 out of 4 do not pay the full fee because we have lots of scholarships, full tuition waiver, 50%, other kind of specific scholarship for women, for example. So lots of scholarships are given for merit, and some others given for based on need. So thank you, Sanjay. The campus I mentioned before, very beautiful campus downtown Milano. Altogether, it's like an urban campus, one of the few urban campus that you can find in the world. You have very beautiful universities and campuses outside, away from the big cities, and you have a campus in the big cities, which are not campus, are just building around the city. This is a real campus, 20 minutes downtown, 20 minutes from the main square of Milano. A sports center, brand new, we inaugurated last year with a big Olympic indoor swimming pool and lots of track fields. And the city of Milan, student city, but also business capital of Italy, 4,700 multinational companies in the area, meaning that if a multinational company decides to open activities in Italy, that will be in our area. That will be the Milan area, which is the engine of Italian economy. Fashion capital, just mentioned, which is a big business, textile industry, fashion, all the brands are there. I don't know if you've seen the film, the movie House of Gucci, no? Gucci is from Florence, but then they did operations in Milano, not in Florence, because Milano is the place where you do that. This is our Instagram. Thank you so much, Sanjay, and thank you. and see you later.
Okay, so I will say this, one of my favorite cities in the world, Milan, beautiful, beautiful place, extremely lively, extremely amazing place to be. I would also say this, that Bocconi has a wonderful SEMS MIM program. It's the SEMS Masters in Management program. It's run in partnership with 34 universities, 34 partner schools, wherein you do certain work of your coursework at Bocconi, certain amount of your time at a partner school, which could be spread around the world. It's truthfully amongst the best Masters in Management programs I've seen in this world. Do check it out if you get a chance. If you get through to it, it's truly, truly worth it. I'll vouch for it. Great. With that, let me go on to the last school that we have for today evening. How many of you, I had asked earlier, how many of you have family, friends, relatives in Canada? There were some show of hands. I see some hands going up. Great. If you are, yeah, I'm sure. Okay, let me go ahead and say this. If you're Punjabi, then most likely you have family in Canada. I would say this. So let me invite amongst the top schools in Canada on the podium right now. I have two people from the school joining us. That's Rahul Paryani, who is the assistant manager in the admissions team. And I have Professor Shankar Trivedi. He's an accounting professor. He's also the program director for the Masters of Accounting program. Those of you who are looking to study accounting, want to do your CA or the Canadian equivalent CPA, that Schulich is the one to look out for. With that, let me hand it over to them. I'm just going to take a second to upload their PPT. In the meanwhile, just give me.
Thank you, Sanjay. Let me also try my luck like my colleagues did. So let's start with a fun question. And I think we already asked who all are Punjabi here. How many of you know AP Dhillon, Brown Monday? Raise of hands. Okay, cool. That's the crowd we are catering to. We're talking about Canada today. So I'm Rahul. I'm Associate Manager at Schulich School of Business, York University, Toronto. And I'm accompanied by Dr. Shankar Trivedi. He's the Program Director of Master of Accounting program. Going into the rankings, Schulich rank among the top institute as per the top ranking institutes like the Economic Times, CNN Expansion, Forbes, etc. What we do differently is we also focus on practical and experiential learning. We are also leaders in corporate responsibility, and we partner with global institutions across the world. A lot of you might not know that Schulich came to India in 1990s when we started working with IIM Ahmedabad, Bangalore. And over the years, we have built an India Advisory Board consisting of industry leaders like Mr. Ratan Tata, Mr. GM Rao, etc. In 2023, now we are launching a DIAC in India program, which will lead to Master of Accounting. We'll talk more about it later in the presentation. This is a glimpse of our Hyderabad campus, where you can see the MBA orientation, some of our students in smart formals. Let's look at the specialized masters that we have, which accept students without work experience. Master of Accounting, Master of Business Analytics, Master of Finance, which is a CFA partnered program, Master of Management in AI, Master of Marketing, Master of Real Estate and Infrastructure, Master of Supply Chain Management, and Master of Management, which includes, which is a business program specifically for non-business background students. When it comes to scholarships, all of you, when you apply to any of the programs, you are automatically considered for merit-based scholarships. But there are more specific scholarships for entrepreneurs, women, etc., which you can apply to on the website. We have more than 178 scholarships on the portal. Career Development Center or Center of Career Design at Schulich is one of the most important elements of our programs. We start this from day one. The day you accept the offer to study at Schulich, we contact you and we make sure that we help you in coaching you for the interviews that you will be going to. We help you with the tools, the softwares that you need in order to succeed at your job. At the same time, also help you with networking, which is very important, not only for your first job, but the next jobs that you will have. Placement statistics are different for different programs. Let me just take you through the placement statistic of Master of Accounting. Around 97% of the students are placed within 6 months of graduation. When it comes to salaries, if you talk about Toronto, where the campus is based, the average salary of a CPA professional is around 167,000 Canadian dollars, translates to around 1 crore rupees. Companies that hire from Schulich are the top consulting firms, KPMG, EY, PwC, you name it, you have it. I'll hand it over to Dr. Shankar now to talk more about the program.
Thank you, Rahul. Thank you for being here and staying awake. I appreciate that. So what I'll do is that I'll introduce my program. We are going to launch, and this is an exciting thing, launch our DIAC MAC program at our Hyderabad campus starting the next summer, 2023. What it does is that over 16 months, it prepares you for the common final exam of the CPA Institute. The CPA Institute is one of the premier accounting institutes throughout the world, which means, with its reciprocity, you can go anywhere in the world and succeed. And you're a professional. If you don't want to first do your 4 months here at Hyderabad and go move on to Toronto, you can also do it all the way in Toronto itself. So that's up to you. We also give you a scholarship for all students who do it in Hyderabad. So to that extent, it's cheaper. Now, okay, it does that to you too. Okay, so now many of you know that most of the graduate programs accept students who have only 4-year degrees, right, undergrad. But here we have made changes so that we accommodate people with both 3 years and 4 years into our Masters of Accounting program. And more importantly, you don't have to be an accountant. So you maybe are an engineer. Suddenly, you knew the right thing to do is to be an accountant. That's where to go, right? Or you're liberal arts or physical sciences. It doesn't matter. Our DAC program prepares you with the accounting foundation, and then our MAC program will take you all the way to the CFE. Now, why would you want to come to us, to our MAC program? We are a top-notch accounting program in Schulich and most probably in the world. We use a unique Schulich case method. We teach accounting via cases, which is I've not seen anybody else do it. And that gives a very high pass rate for our 90% and above. And many of them are rankers. 2 of them are there, but they are my students, Nina Mack and Fagya Shafak. And one thing about going into the accounting profession is that you're a professional. You're just not going after a career, right? Careers come and go, but a professional stays with you for life. And as I said before, because of the reciprocity arrangement that the CPA Institute has, unfortunately, the CA degree designation here doesn't have that. The CPA designation has it with all the elite accounting designations around the world, which means on an equal footing, you can go anywhere and you can continue and prosper in business. That's very, very important. Lastly, Toronto. See, Italy is a great place. Europe is a great place, but my neighbors are Italians, which means that everybody comes and settles in Canada. So Canada doesn't just want your student dollars, it wants you as a citizen. You prosper there as a citizen. Toronto is a great place. It's a huge city. It's a safe city. We have the 2nd largest finance hub in North America, 3rd largest tech hub. We have the TSX Venture Exchange, which means all startup companies are listed there. And some of the buildings on our campus, including we have a fabulous subway station that takes you within half an hour to the Toronto downtown. And what's the advantage of that? Next slide. Now, all these advantages, you can do Garba with 1,000 people in a hall in Canada, which is unique, right? No other place can, claim that. You have the world famous Toronto International Film Festival. You name it, we have it, right? So you cannot go wrong choosing Canada, Schulich, York Accounting.
Thank you, Professor Shankar. Thank you for doing that. So quickly, if you're a fan, if you've seen Niagara Falls in the pictures and want to go check that out. 2 hours drive from Toronto is the Niagara Falls. Again, beautiful country, extremely welcoming. Amongst the easiest countries to get your permanent residency in and migrate over there if you want to live outside of the country, outside of India permanently, then amongst the best possible options to look at as well. Great. With that, we are done with the presentations. Before we go to the next segment, I quickly want to check. Do you have any questions for the panelists? Do you want to ask them any questions? No? So you got your information from the presentation. So I'm not going to do a panel discussion. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make it an open session. So if you want to go interact with any of the delegates, ask them your questions directly. They're going to be around for another 10-15 minutes. You can ask them your questions. In the meanwhile, if those of you who haven't completed the registration and want to do that, I'm going to show that on the screen now. This is going to be on display for the next 10-15 minutes as well. So if you want to scan and register so that the schools know that you met them over here, you can scan and register, complete your registration over here. That's how you come into there. They find out that you connected with them over here and you get your application fee waiver for the schools that are giving those out. And with that, the forum is open. I'm not going to do the panel discussion. We are a little late in the evening, so we are running a little behind schedule. So I'm not going to do the panel discussion, but I have the delegates over here in the front. If you have any questions for them, please feel free to walk up to them and ask your questions to them. Sounds good? Sounds doable? Thank you. Let me just invite them to come in the front. If I may request you to please stand up and spread out a little so that if anyone wants to approach you, if you want to come to the stage, your call. If you want to sit over here and let them come to you, that's also an option. If you want to be more accessible as Sri wanted it to be, then you can be here in the front. If any of you have questions for them, feel free to walk up to them and ask your questions. If not, then feel free to carry on with your evening. It was great hosting you and having you over here. Thank you for attending this session. Thank you. Welcome to the stage, please do. So if you have any questions, feel free to walk up to any of them and ask them your questions now. Again, a reminder to those who have not completed the registration, do that. This is how the schools know that you attended this event. So if you haven't done it, please do so. If you have any questions, feel free to go up to them and ask them your questions.
Jobs. So it's a 12-month special master's program, which is a CFA partnered program as well, right? So when you graduate with the students who are at the level of a CFA level 2. So when the investment banks, private equity firms, hedge fund firms, they hire, they're usually looking for a CFA. But since you have a master, which is at the same level, you get hired without having the CFA accreditation, right? Right. So Master of Finance, since it's a CFA partner program, we do have some regulations there. You need to have 4 years of life experience in order to get into this program, which means that you can have a 3 years degree and then 1 year of work ex, entrepreneurship, or a postgrad diploma that you do. Placement statistics are pretty similar. It's like 97 to 98% of the class gets a job within 6 months of graduation. And since it's Canada, you end up receiving 12 months of work permit, which can be extended up to 3 years. So you have all the time to find a job anywhere. You're welcome.
See, the big four banks are there who taken a lot of our graduates. And as I said, Toronto is the second largest
financial
hub. So yeah, so far they have been doing well.
You can have a